In now. How are you guys doing today?
Good, I'll tell you. How are you?
I'm good. Very excited to get talking with you today as you enter your first year as head coach here. What's it been like for you so far? Has it been a crazy off season?
Yes, I still feel like I'm living in a tornado, but still taking it day by day. The last 6 months have absolutely flown by. I wish I had a pause button for a couple more weeks, but we know that's not an option. So here we are.
This is kind of a unique year to be taking over any program, right? Whether it like no matter what conference you're in, this was a unique year with everything going on with the portal, with rev share. This there was a lot of changes happening. How was it for you, kind of adjusting and approaching the transfer portal and building a roster in this day and age?
Yeah, it was good. I was actually fortunate in the fact that we had six returners.
Right.
And we know sometimes this day and age that doesn't happen. If there is a coaching change, sometimes that roster is depleted. So the fact that we had six returners who were very familiar with NIU, familiar with the MAC, was exciting for me. Where it also allowed me to bring in five transfers, and we had four freshmen to add to the team as well.
Alicia, you were one of those returners who came back. What is it about this program, this school, and coach that made you want to come back here for your senior year?
Honestly, for Coach Brooks, I could just tell that she was a winner. I mean, she won at Buffalo with the WNIT. So I could just tell that she wanted the best for us. She knows how to win. Um, she's been around winning culture, and that's something that I want. And so that was one of the main reasons I stayed, honestly. So.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned Buffalo. You know this league really well between Buffalo, between Bowling Green. What do you like so much about the MAC?
Honestly, I like how competitive it is. I'm a big competitor, so I like the style of play. I like how it's upbeat, fast. Yeah, I like to compete, and that's what this league likes to do. So.
Yeah, JC, how about you? Obviously, you know this league very well. What is it about the MAC that made you want to come here and be starting year one here?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the MAC is one of the most competitive mid-major conferences in the country, and being able to spend 5 years at Bowling Green back in the day, and then the last two seasons at Buffalo. I played a lot of those contests, so familiar with a lot of teams within the league. But at the end of the day, similar to Alicia, being a part of a competitive league where you play some really good teams, some really good players, but at the end of the day, anybody can win on any given night. So just to build this program and be able to compete in one of the best mid-major conferences in the country was very enticing for me.
Yeah, and obviously you played against Alicia, but now you get to have her on your team, right? Which must be very cool. What was the? Give me the scouting report when you were playing against her last year. What were you like scared to see? Why did you not want to have someone go up against her?
Yeah, no, Alicia to me is one of the best guards in our conference, right? With her ability to score the basketball. And on our scouting report, it was triple level score, right? Three level score, ability to score it at the rim. Her pull-up jumper is one that I rarely see in the women's game, with her ability to knock that down consistently. And then her three-point shot. I feel that she can get it off relatively quickly. She can get it off some length and some bigger defenders. But at the end of the day, watching Alicia and being on the other side of it, you could tell she was a competitor, and being able to bring teams in and communicate to them in huddles. But she always had a competitive spirit on both ends of the floor. So now being able to coach her and really see that day in and day out is really special.
Alicia, you obviously had a very impressive season last year. What are we going to see from you this year? What have you been really working on to bring into your senior year of college basketball?
Well, I've had to step into a new role of leadership. So definitely using my voice is one of the biggest things that I'm working on and I'm improving on. And thankfully my teammates, they seem to listen to me. So that, is helpful. But just using my voice as well as demonstrating on the court, like how to work hard, how to show up every single day. So I think those are the main things that I'm working on this season. So
JC, what can we expect in the way that you guys are going to play this year? Obviously, it's your first year here, and you have some of the players that were here last year, but you add a bunch of new personnel into the mix. What can we expect?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I think anytime you take over a program, you are obviously it's new offensively and defensively for everybody on your roster, but there's new standards and expectations, so being able to have those on a consistent basis in, our three standards that we talk about each and every day, is a high level of energy, high level of communication, and attention to detail. Every practice we're bringing that up, and the girls have really, really embraced that. And now I don't even have to hold them to that standard. They hold each other to that standard. So, going through and continuing to build our offense and defense. But like I mentioned, it's new for all 15. So it's been a little bit slower, right, from a teaching aspect than I would want it to be. But we do, a ton of breakdown stuff so they can get more acclimated within that. But I think that we're going to be a team that plays extremely hard. We're going to be extremely disciplined, right? Disciplined on both ends of the court. And, that is set in practice where they know that we'll do a drill multiple times, if we don't get our goal or we don't, have our standards or have different things in order for us to see success. And then from a tempo style, we want to play up tempo, especially on the offensive end. But you can't go in transition if you can't get stops, right? You can't go in transition if you're taking it out of the net every time. So just being really disciplined on that defensive end of the floor, so we're able to really flow into our offense.
You add 6 transfers into the mix this year, right? Who's someone that I need to be keeping my eye on that's had a really good offseason and is going to step into a big role for you guys?
Yeah, we ended up having five. We ended up having 5 transfers. And I think the two main names that you're going to hear and see a lot is first and foremost our point guard and Keika Lassen. She's a grad transfer out of St. Bonaventure. She's done a fantastic job for us with just setting the tone on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. She's running our team from an offensive standpoint and pushing the ball in transition. Yet she's able to really, really defend. I think she can defend 94 feet, which is going to be big for us. The second name is going to be Nevaeh Wingate, and she's a junior transfer out of St. John's. And she's done a fantastic job for us in the paint, just being able to score in multiple different ways, whether that is, paint touches in the paint touches in the lane, whether it's shooting threes, whether it's getting elbow touches. She's very versatile at that post position, which is really, really fitting into our offensive scheme well.
Yeah, it's year one. You got a lot of newness. What are your hopes for this group? What are you, telling them, whether it's expectations on a day-to-day basis or goals for the end of the year? What are you kind of hoping to accomplish?
Yeah, I think for us right now is just getting better each and every day, right? With everything being so new, learning these different standards and expectations. And we've already grown so much since we got on campus on June 16th, right? To see where we were in July, to literally practice this morning, we're two different teams. So, just getting 1% better each and every day, I think is, one of our goals that we look at, right? And it's not just looking at the outlook and what's the end all be all. It's taking one day at a time, one practice at a time, one game at a time. And if we continue to have our different standards and expectations and we continue to grow those, right? Our goal is to be playing our best basketball in March. Right? Everybody loves March Madness, and I think it's madness for a reason. You never know what can happen. So if we really trust this process, right, embrace the journey, we'll see what happens in March.
Alicia, where do you feel like this group has grown the most in the past few months since Coach got here? Where do you feel like the biggest growth has come?
Honestly, I would say definitely being in shape. That's one of the biggest things. I
Yeah.
I would say that we are in shape, and if we're not, we will be in shape for sure. Also, I like how our style of play is. We are trying to play up pace. Is kind of different from last year. We were more of like a half court type of team, but we're really trying to get up and down the floor this year, and I really like that. So yeah.
What are your goals for the year, Alicia? What do you hope to accomplish both as a team and then kind of personally for you in your senior year?
As a team, I'm hoping that we're able to learn and build with one another, build our chemistry. The culture is different. I mean, the whole, lineup that we have is different from last year. So just connecting with one another, also just doing what Coach Brooks wants us to do to the best of our ability. And then hopes for me personally is to honestly just keep being me, I guess. So keep working hard, keep competing, be better, I guess, shooting wise in all aspects, tighten that up a little bit. And yeah, so.
So you probably know Northern Illinois as a school, as a place, a little bit better than your coach does, right? Have you been giving her some advice on where to go to get food, go shopping? Have you been kind of giving her the walk around of it?
Well, honestly, last year was my first year, so I'm still a little
You're still
new.
learning too?
So yeah, I'm still a little new. And then I do go out, but like I go more to like Chicago, and because we're just like an hour away from Chicago, so I go out there more than
Okay.
around here in DeKalb. But yeah, I'm a little new to this still. So
What's your favorite place, JC, that you've been able to discover so far? Do you go into Chicago a lot too? Like, what's your favorite thing about being at Northern Illinois?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things about DeKalb is the fact that we have best of both worlds, right? When you are on campus here, you have a college campus feel, you have a very supportive community that loves, NIU women's basketball. Yet an hour down the road, you have one of the biggest cities in the country. So I've definitely have my favorite spots that I have found in DeKalb, especially from a restaurant standpoint. I am a bit of a foodie, where I don't like to cook really. So I'm always trying new places. Right. But then you have, like I said, this is the city of Chicago, whether that's going shopping, whether it's going to a show. I've been able to do that, whether it's going to a concert, whether you go to your professional sports teams, where it is, like I said, just an hour down the road, which I have loved. But we truly do have best of both worlds.
Absolutely. Well, it was great talking to you. Excited to see what you guys are able to do in year one. And thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate you talking to me.
Thanks, Talia. I appreciate everything that you do for our game and, follow you online and everything. So definitely appreciate everything that you bring to us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Great talking with you.